Braves country and Atlanta, Georgia, the Battery area, and Truist Park. The 2021 National League Division Series on TBS is presented by Good Sam. Think they're fired up at Truist Park? You betcha, for Game 3, ready to go. It is Game 3 of the National League Division Series between the Milwaukee Brewers and the Atlanta Braves. Both teams have a game in the first two. Welcome inside the broadcast booth, everybody. I'm Don Orsillo along with Jeff Francoeur, Matt Weiner in a bit. Well, the pitching has been superb in the first two games of the series, and both teams have won one game. What has it led to? Well, not much offense and tough with runners in scoring position.
We thought this would be a pitcher's duel early, and it has been. It's lived up to the billing. Really, a few small chances for both teams. Rowdy Tellez with the big shot off Charlie Morton in Game 1, and really that was all they needed, was to get a 2-1 win. Well, Atlanta flipped the script. Not much better in Game 2, but Freddie Freeman got the big hit, the only hit so far with runners in scoring position early off Woodruff to give the Braves the 3-0 lead. And as you can see, both teams struggling to score runs right now. 1 for 18 combined. Something's got to give today.
We knew we had two marquee pitching matchups in the first two games, and it lived up to all the hype as all the starters, they had quality starts in the first two.
Well, these are four guys that are not only four of the best pitchers in the National League, but all of baseball. Started with Corbin Burns, who threw an outstanding game. Talked about Charlie Morton's dominance, the one mistake to Rowdy Tellez. And then on the other side, you had Brandon Woodruff, who threw a good game. Unfortunately for him, he ran into Max Fried, who was brilliant. We got to believe we're going to see more of the same today.
Another marquee pitching matchup for these two.
Yeah, don't sleep on this one. These two guys, Ian Anderson, one of the best changeups in fastball, got a lot of postseason experience last year. And on the other side for the Brewers, well, it's Freddie Peralta, holding hitters to 165 average, an electric fastball, and a great slider. Run should be at a premium again today, Don.
It is Game 3 of the series. We've changed venues in this series from Milwaukee to Atlanta. Braves country for Game 3, next on TBS. Freeman lines one to right field for a base hit. Garcia's got a great arm, but it'll be late. Deep far, and that ball is gone.
It's a 2 out of 3 series now.
Another great pitching matchup.
Swing and a miss, strikes out.
There has been no panic on either side of this one. There's just been dogged determination.
1-1 going home. I like our chances.
Travel America with Good Sam. By T-Mobile, America's largest, fastest, and most reliable 5G network. And by DraftKings, the best place to get in on the MLB action with daily fantasy, sports betting, and free-to-play pools. All postseason, customers can play in free late-inning pools for a swing at over $50,000. Use promo code HEAT to sign up.
It's a beautiful afternoon in Atlanta as we get ready for Game 3. But before we get it started, let's check in with Matt Weiner.
Don, as you know, baseball is all about routine. It's sacred for these guys. And hours before the game, the Braves star infield engages in a routine unlike just about any other team. They get out here with Ron Washington for early fielding drills with Wash and his unusual set of tools. The indefatigable 69-year-old peppers his charges with close-range one-hoppers to help them learn to attack hot shots headed their way. Says a lot of young players these days like to learn by video from the comfort of the clubhouse, but there's no substitute for doing it on the field. He also says there's buy-in because the guys see the results. Ozzie Albies told me it's all because of Wash they get this work in, but it's also become about accountability to each other. And Don, it's hard to argue with the results.
Absolutely. That infield right now for the Atlanta Braves might be the best infield in the major leagues, both defensively and offensively. It is a great group. Let's check out the starting lineups for the visiting Milwaukee Brewers coming in. They split at home in the first two games. Colton Wong leads it off at second base with Willie Adames at shortstop. Christian Yelich in left. Avisail Garcia in right with Rowdy Tellez at first base. Luis Urias at third base. Omar Narvaez back doing the catching, batting seventh with Lorenzo Cain in center. Out of the 8th spot, it is Freddie Peralta batting ninth, doing the pitching for the Brewers. Well, on the mound today, the Atlanta Braves is Ian Anderson.
Yeah, the big righty. A lot of postseason experience last year. This season, 24 starts. Faced this Brewers team back on May 15th, 6 innings, 2 hits and an earned run. Had a no-hitter through 6 innings that day. He's going to need that changeup, though, today to be on point. He's going to throw a four-seam over the top, and that changeup comes out of the same spot. One pitch you see, though, that kind of is a wild card to me is that curveball down on the bottom. Brewers have had trouble with the curveball the first 2 games this series. See if Anderson goes to that a little more. And catching him today for Brian Snitker, not much change in this lineup. Travis d'Arnaud behind the plate, catching for the 3rd straight game. Going around, Austin Riley, Dansby Swanson, Ozzie Albies, and of course Freddie Freeman. And in the outfield, Eddie Rosario, Adam Duvall, and Jorge Soler gets it starting right.
Sun splash, Truist Park. It is a warm day today, but a beautiful day as we get the first game of the day underway in the division series. Going to be a great day of baseball coming up.
It's going to be beautiful. You love it. 1-1 series, big swing game, and something to keep an eye on. Ian Anderson, as good as he's been this year, the first inning, Don, has given him troubles at times. Pitches to a 6.38 in the first inning. As you see, after that, 2.93, averages over 21 pitches in that first inning. Imperative for him, for this Atlanta Braves team, to get off to a good start.
So here we go. Colton Wong making his way playward and digging in. Braves are able to get one of the 2 games in Milwaukee, securing the 2nd game after the Brewers took game 1. Anderson peering in to Travis d'Arnaud. First pitch of game 3. Misses for ball 1, and we're underway. Center fielder Adam Duvall over towards left center. Good sized gap in right center. On the ground right side, Ozzie Albies. 1 down in the first inning. Colton Wong is retired. We talked about the importance of this first inning for Ian Anderson. He's well aware of it, although the last 3 outings he's been a little bit better in that first inning.
No, he has, and I think that's one thing you try to work on. Max Fried for the Braves last few years, that first inning was trouble. Now he's done a better job, and Ian's a little bit of the same way. If he can get through that, he usually tends to kind of get in a groove.
And that was the case certainly with Burns as well in this series, and all of them getting through the first and going 6, all the starters in the first 2 games of the series as Adames takes strike 1.
Yeah, and watching all the other series, there's pitchers not even getting out of the 2nd and 3rd inning. So definitely a series so far dominated by the starters.
Well, Adames 2 for 8 so far in the series. A shift on the left side, stacking it up as Adames will take strike 2.
There's that changeup on the inner half.
Rising fastball at 95 to Adames. With Christian Yelich waiting on deck. Yelich had slid down to the 5 spot for game 2. He is back in the 3 spot for game 3. So he tries to find his way offensively here in the postseason after another quiet regular season for Christian Yelich.
Well, and Anderson, if there's one thing he can struggle with, it's walking guys, putting a few guys on. And here, 2nd hitter of the game, Don, already a 3-2 count.
Adames lines one into left field for a base hit. So a pitch, it was up. Adames goes and gets it and has a base hit with 1 down here in the first inning.
Adames gets a fastball middle. Doesn't miss this one. Squares it to right between short and 2nd in the shift to bring up Christian Yelich.
So the Brewers have a runner on with 1 down for Christian Yelich. 1 for 6 so far in the series is the Brewers left fielder, who's the recipient of strike 1.
We had a chance to talk to Craig Counsell before the game today, and he's talking about Christian Yelich, saying he's still squaring balls up, hitting them hard on the ground the other way. He said he's just not getting it where he's clipping it out front. It's like if he can do that a little bit more, you might see one leave the building.
9 home runs during the regular season. And he taps it foul off the shoe tops. Down 0-2.
There was that curveball to Yelich on that second pitch. Anderson trying to throw more than just that fastball changeup combo.
Good size lead at first for Willie Adames, held on over there by Freddie Freeman. Checking on him as noticing was Ian Anderson. And Adames back to the bag safely. Yelich will take a ball up and away. Concerns of last year's Yelich kind of rolled into this year. 234 the last 2 seasons his average. Some injuries this year that he battled through. Biggest one was his back. Swing and a miss, and he strikes out. His first K of the day for Ian Anderson, and there's 2 down in the first inning.
Well, Ian known more for that changeup, but here another curveball to Yelich to get the swing and the miss. He's been trying to mix that in more, Don. First 24 career starts. He's only hit 151 with no home runs against the changeup. Now his last 10, 264 with 8 home runs. So I think he's trying to become more of a 3-pitch pitcher, and 2 good ones there to Yelich.
2 down. Adames at first base, and virtually the whole right side is open for Avisail Garcia as they hold the runner on and stack him up on the left side as he will foul that one off at the plate. And for 7 so far in the postseason for Garcia, who hit 29 home runs during the regular season.
I wondered coming in today if both managers would be a little more aggressive on the base pass, possibly get some action happen, getting guys in scoring position.
Try to generate some runs. Said not had that many opportunities. The pitching has been so good, both sides. This was Garcia's best power year of his career. New high 29 home runs. Previous high was 20. 19 with the Rays. Good late movement there from Anderson.
And that changeup's going best to righties for Anderson. It's just kind of slowly going down and in, and that's where he gets a lot of ground balls on that pitch.
Swings at the 1-1 and is down 1-2.
Delivers another changeup, backs it up, gets him out front.
To their feet in Braves country. Up and in, straightens him up 95, and watch your face.
After 2 changeups, tries to throw that fastball in on that one, just kind of got away from him, arm side, and kept running.
Thomas back to the bag at first, gains that lead again. Albies now with 2 strikes, moved back over to the right side of the infield. 2-2 to Garcia. Got him. Back-to-back strikeouts for Ian Anderson. Braves are coming up. With Freddie Freeman at first base, Ozzie Albies at second base with Austin Riley at third, Adam Duvall in center with Eddie Rosario in left, Travis d'Arnaud the veteran catcher, Dansby Swanson at short bats eighth, and Ian Anderson the pitcher out of the 9th spot with Freddie Peralta on the mound for game 3 for Milwaukee.
Well, Don, maybe the best pure stuff out of the big 3 of them. Obviously a lot younger, but you see 195 strikeouts. Pitched against the Braves back on May 16th. 6 innings, only 2 hits, no runs, 8 Ks. An electric fastball with one of the best sliders in the game.
Jorge Soler leading it off. 1 for 8 so far in the series and taking a hack at that first pitch. You know, it's something we really did not see a lot of in the first 2 games. This Braves team during the regular season, very aggressive. Swing to that first or second pitch. It'll be interesting to see how they approach Freddie Peralta today.
Yeah, Austin Riley, talking to him before the game, was talking about Peralta lately. That slider has been out of the zone a lot. Now the key is, can you lay off it? And I think that's going to be their game plan.
Pops this one up foul off to the right out of play. You know how sometimes those game plans can change though once you get into the game.
Well, exactly. And like in this scenario, if he's pounding the zone and all of a sudden you're 0-2, quite frequently it's tough to sit there and wait for it when you know that slider's coming at some point.
He's got electric stuff. 10-game winner during the regular season. Did he go? They checked. No, he did not, says Tony Randazzo, the first base umpire.
Well, one thing that makes him so dynamic too is he's only 5'10", 5'11", but he releases the ball almost like he's 6'4", 6'5". He releases it so far out front, so it's a little tricky for the hitters.
Swing and a miss, and chasing that slider is Soler. He strikes out. First out here in the bottom of the first inning.
Look at the movement on that pitch, and that's the whole what you battle on. If you want to work a count, well, if you get to 0-2, 1-2, you're going to see a lot of those coming at you, and you're not going to be successful. He's throwing them like that today.
1 out here in the first inning, and it brings up Freddie Freeman. Go into the shift here on Freeman, and they bring Luis Urias, the third baseman, to the right side of the infield. He'll take it the other way though, down the left field line, and headed foul.
Omar Narvaez back behind the plate here for game 3 after Manny Pena got him in game 2. All-star this year for the first time, and going around Urias at third, Adames, Wong and Tellez, and then Yelich, Kane, and Garcia in right.
Chopped off the plate, waiting for it to come down. Peralta, and he goes underhanded in time to get Freddie Freeman. The ball seemingly in the air a very long time, but Peralta didn't panic. 2 down.
Yeah, just a chopper. You see, talking about the counts, so what did Freddie Freeman do? Came out and swung at the first 2 pitches. As you said, it's one thing to have a game plan, but then also sometimes it changes. That's what's so unique about baseball, depending on how a guy's throwing.
If he comes in throwing strikes, I mean, I guess you have to then swing, as you don't want to be in an 0-2 scenario.
Yeah, not for these guys, not for that slider.
2 down here in the first, and Ozzie Albies 1 for 8 so far in the series here. They shift on the right side against him. To right field. Garcia moves over and will make the catch in right that ends the inning. A 1-2-3 first for Peralta. Done with 1 without a score in game 3. Scoreless as we head to the second inning. Let's take a look at today's odds powered by DraftKings Sportsbook. Now the question today, will Rowdy Tellez hit a home run? Over +500, under -900. And of course, Rowdy Tellez homered in the first game of the series, turned out to be the game winner for the Brewers.
+500. That's a little cheese if he hits. I'm just saying, from what I'm told.
Yeah. Rowdy Tellez leads it off. 1 for 4 so far in the series, and he takes strike 1. Well, there was some concern about Ian Anderson in the first inning, and his first innings during the regular season pretty good. 17 pitches, struck out 2, did give up 1 base hit, but that was it.
Well, I think both sides. Anderson for the Braves, a little, wondering a little bit. Peralta on the other side, coming back, when he was on the IL, been a little shaky times. I thought both guys threw fantastic in the first inning. The hitter's got to be thinking, are we doing this again?
The way this series has gone, no doubt. All the starters have gone at least 6. That was the buildup, but often does the buildup actually happen? So far it has in this series. Runs have been tough to come by, and we have seen Ron Washington on the Braves side of things in game 2 certainly be very aggressive. We talked to Brian Snitker about that today. I mean, he's been that way all year, but really in this series, you get a chance to score a run, you got to do it, right?
And that's exactly right now the way this is going. 1 run, forcing someone to make a play. I think you can see both Jason Lane and Wash do that today.
2-2.
Austin Riley comes all the way over from third or second base back to third.
A change with the second strike.
Yeah, make it more even.
Tellez coming over on July 6th. Former Jay lifts it in the air to left field. Rosario towards the line and will make the catch in foul ground.
We talk about Ian Anderson. At the end of the day, his best pitch is that changeup. It's dynamic. Gets a lot of swings and misses on it, and you can see fourth most in baseball. And that's really coming off, as I said, on using that curveball a little bit more. But still, as you saw last inning, sometimes that changeup for him is a weapon.
One down here in the second inning. It brings up Luis Urias. Getting another start at third base. Eduardo Escobar begins the game on the bench again, and Urias this year for the first time found some power in his young major league career. He had 23 home runs during the regular season.
And that's my first question to Craig Counsell today. You know, it's the first move in the lineup that we didn't, you know, Escobar usually plays third, and felt like he had some good at-bats in game 2, and I think he's trying to get some power in there, try to find some sort of offense.
Popped up, foul ground as Anderson and Freeman both going over and late to kind of react to his d'Arnaud, but that ends up in the seats.
And did you see who dropped that ball?
Is that Chipper?
That is Chipper Jones, who just dropped the pop fly.
It's a Hall of Famer right there. Wow. That's an E5.
Oh, poor Larry. That's going to be all over the place today.
That's an E5.
That is. I guess Andrew Jones next to him giving him some lip service.
He's got all the gold gloves.
I was going to say, Andrew does have the gold glove.
I say he makes that catch.
I think so.
That's a ball, and it's 1-2.
Look at even his former teammates, Walt Weiss, Sal Fasano. They had a few postseason games together, didn't they?
Just a few. How about the 13 combined All-Star appearances?
Yeah.
Representing the Braves. 1-2. On the ground right side, Albies ranges over. 2 down. Play Ball is baseball and softball's initiative to highlight the fun and accessible ways to play the game for all. Find a league near you. Go to playball.org and follow @playball on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Just a beautiful day in Atlanta for Game 3 of this National League Division Series. Each team is taking a game as we head into this third game, scoreless, with 2 outs in the second inning. And here is Omar Narvaez.
Anderson and Peralta both don't throw as hard as the first starters we saw, but you see with the off-speed stuff, just really jammed Urias on that pitch.
Narvaez 1 for 3 so far in the series. First ever All-Star honor this year after a tremendous first half. She hit 300, 8 homers, 26 RBIs. He was second only among catchers behind Buster Posey's first half.
Yeah, he definitely slowed down the second half, but also a big workload for him. Most games he's ever caught. About 15 more this year than he did with Seattle, his previous high.
The previous high 111 back in '98 with Seattle. I should say 2000. 3-1 pitch on the way from Ian Anderson. Strike call. Got the bad news from Alfonso Marquez, home plate umpire.
Yeah, he got a changeup and might have been a tad up, but that's honestly a good pitch to go. 3-1 as you see those numbers for Narvaez. even though low average, still hits right-handed pitching at a 289 clip.
On the ground down the first baseline, it'll be the first baseman. Freddie Freeman tags the bag. Inning over. Inning and a half done from Atlanta. It's an E5 for the Hall of Famer. We're scoreless from Atlanta.
Let's take a look at today's odds powered by DraftKings Sportsbook. Well, if you had Atlanta to score in the first inning, sorry, you had to put no if you wanted to pay out. Even though the plus 225 looked good, no runs so far. Runs have been hard to come by, and we might be on that way again, Don.
So what do you lose if they didn't?
Yeah, we'll have a beer later, and I'll explain how that all works.
You got to explain this. You're going to handle this, I think, from now on, because we head to the second inning, and Austin Riley to lead it off. Riley, Duvall, and Rosario.
Well, talking to Austin Riley this morning, he was saying that gave the Brewers a lot of credit. They have been pitching me tough away, and that was part of the deal. He said, I sold out to right field against Woodruff. Expect to see the same today from Riley.
Riley 3 for 8 so far in the series, and that does include the long home run that he hit in Milwaukee. Peralta with just 7 pitches in the first inning. He was very economical, to say the least. Strikeout, ground out, line out, and he was out of that first.
Well, that's where Peralta's tough. If you get looking out over the plate and you just saw that 92 bottom part of the zone, it gets you thinking both sides of the plate.
On the ground, kind of fighting it off, slowly hit. Wong was over on the left side of the infield and beating it out. It's Austin Riley. So not hit hard, but because the defense was where they were, works out to be an infield hit for Austin Riley to start the bottom of the second inning.
Well, that's the shift sometimes can cost you. And right here with Wong all the way over there, see Rowdy Tellez not quite sure at first. But I'll be honest, that ball was hit so soft the way Wong got there. You see Counsell mad about it, but even if Tellez goes to first base, I don't know that they get him because Wong had to go a good ways, and Riley's still good speed.
Lead runner on here for the Braves. Their first hit of the game is an infield hit, and here's Adam Duvall. Right, Snick, you're telling us before the game he's got a good feeling about Duvall today.
It was his pick to click today.
Yes.
Talked about Jock Peterson possibly getting a start, but woke up and went with his gut.
There's a guy who drove in the most runs in the National League, 113 this year. And Jock Peterson certainly available to come off the bench to pinch hit as he did, and homered in the first game of the series in Milwaukee.
Yeah, 2 for 2. Got a base hit in game 2 up the middle.
A 1-2 Duvall. And this is to left, and that's going to dunk in for a base hit. In front of Yelich, the first 2 have reached for Atlanta in the second inning.
Didn't necessarily hit it hard. He got a fastball running in, but Duvall very strong. Got enough to kind of just throw it out there in front of Yelich for first and second. And exactly what we talked about on the open. These two teams 1 for 18 combined with runners in scoring position. And here's your first chance for the Atlanta Braves today.
Timely hitting has not been kind the first 2 games of this NLDS. Well, runners in scoring position 260. They were 7th in the majors this season, but 1 for 10 so far in the post.
And look, credit the Milwaukee Brewers pitching staff too for that.
Yep.
Now, I mean, when you're facing some of those arms they have, not easy.
And both the balls not hit hard here in this inning off Peralta. It's not like there's been solid contact as Peralta misses for ball 1 to Eddie Rosario. Rosario 2 for 7 so far in the series. 14 home runs during the regular season. And jumps back out of the way of a pitch in.
Well, you said it, the last 2 base hits, 65 miles per hour off the bat for Austin Riley and 77 for Duvall.
It's not exactly barreling him up.
No, and you look at the year, Peralta, hitters hitting $165 against them. Tough to make solid contact.
2 on, nobody out for Atlanta here in the second inning. Grounds it foul over by the Braves dugout. They are housed on the first base side of Truist Park.
That's where these young pitchers are so good now. 2-0. As a hitter, you're thinking, all right, I'm getting something hard here, something I can handle. And he drops a 78-mile-per-hour curveball on you. The confidence to throw those type pitches and those counts are what separates them from other pitchers.
On the ground, foul, harder that time, off the fencing in front of the dugout, first base way. And the battle continues. 2-2 to Rosario with Riley at second, Duvall at first. Nobody out in the Braves second inning. To right field. Garcia going backpedaling to the dirt of the track to make the catch on the edge of it. Tagging at second, moving to third is Riley. And it's first and third now with 1 down. Rosario gives it a ride, but he's out number 1 of the second inning for the Braves.
When that left the bat, I thought it was out of here. And Peralta, the location, Patel got it off the end of the bat. But did the job and got Austin Riley over to third base.
Peralta really a fly ball type pitcher, 32% of the time. Only 4 induced ground ball double plays this year. So if you're thinking about a DP in this situation. First and third with 1 out, and Travis d'Arnaud would be a candidate. 0 for 6 so far in this series.
A guy that really, you see the aggressiveness now. Guy struggled in game 2. Struck out 4 times up in Milwaukee. And you see him right there get aggressive early. And good job by Peralta going to the off speed, knowing a guy might be pressing a little bit.
First and third with 1 out. Braves had first and third, nobody out in the first game, and that was really a turning point in that game 1 when they could not score, and it turned into a double play.
A good stop here too. Narvaez. But that is a lot of times early in a game like this, you got a chance to get a couple runs, really put the other team behind the 8 ball. You look back to game 1, it was a huge turning point, that double play. Momentum really changed, and it calmed Corbin Burns down.
First and third with 1 away, and a 1-1 to d'Arnaud. Did he go? No, he did not, says Tony Randazzo.
Yeah, good call, held the bat back.
A lot of postseason experience for d'Arnaud. 34 career games now in the postseason. And they'll check again. Didn't go again. Ahead 3-1.
Now that time he tried to run the 2-seamer in there. Right idea, right pitch, just a little bit too far in. Now d'Arnaud's ahead of the count, 3-1.
Riley at third. Duvall crossed the diamond at first with 1 down. d'Arnaud hits it in the air to left field, sending Yelich back. He gets himself set, will make the catch. Here comes Austin Riley. Throw will go to second, and Riley will not score before the out at second base. could not get in. The out was recorded first. So Riley needed to get across the plate before the out at second, and they get Duvall trying to tag up. Does not cross, and the Braves do not score.
Well,
how about that?
A massive mistake by Adam Duvall at first base. A little bit quicker. Austin Riley was busting it down there. And I know you're trying to be aggressive, but you know you have that run. Wow, again, a base running mistake.
Braves don't score with scoreless. It's on to the third inning. What a way to finish the second inning. A bad base running decision by the Atlanta Braves runs themselves into the out before a run scores. And we are scoreless to the third we go, and this was very close.
Well, you had to know Yelich was going to second base. He's playing deep, doesn't have the arm strength to go home. And basically there.
That is a foul ball, sharply hit.
Right there, you got to know, okay, Duvall and Riley, if they leave at the same time, about the same speed. It wasn't like Riley wasn't busting. So you see where Yelich is way too far to throw the ball home. And almost if you see the ball even getting ready to beat you there, even pull up and get tagged, you get a run. But the momentum swing on that's 1-0 all the way.
Alfonso Marquez, home plate umpire, all over it, indicating right away that one did not score ahead of the out at second base.
Yeah, Christian Yelich, great speed, can get to balls, but his arm is not one of his strengths.
Kane fouls it off, and it hangs at 1-2. With runs at a premium, boy, there another chance here to get one for the Braves early, and they cannot.
But you go back to game one, the double play early. Look, you don't see that much, but you understand Soler went. It might have been a double play the other way, so he went. On this one right here, it's an easy run, and you just let Milwaukee out of a trap.
Popped up right around the bag at second base. Albies will make the catch for out number one. Here comes Duvall before he is tagged out. Today's base cam is presented by T-Mobile, the leader in 5G coverage. So out before Austin Riley could come in the back door and score. We are scoreless with one down in the third inning for Freddie Peralta, the Brewers pitcher. 4 for 43 during the regular season. 0-93. Six in a row now retired by Ian Anderson.
I mean, you look at it too, they almost got two breaks. That was a 3-1 pitch that d'Arnaud really could have handled, just missed it. So in his mind, he thinks, all right, I got a sac fly. And if on the other side, you're the Brewers, that could have been an inning that got out of hand. Dansby Swanson coming up next.
Swing and a miss. They got to throw him out, and clearing the runner is d'Arnaud, and doing so for out number 2. Strikeout number 3 for Ian Anderson.
Now, credit Ian Anderson for coming back after that and getting 2 big outs here to start. Throws the curveball to Peralta.
Just dropped off the table right there.
He's got all 3 pitches working right now.
So 2 down, and Wong, the veteran, slowly walking to the plate with his pitcher just running down the first base line, and a little professional courtesy here, giving him some extra time. And Anderson understands and goes back of the hill. 2 down, 7 in a row now retired by Anderson. Flips over the order, second time through now for Anderson. Colton Wong, who grounded out to second base first time up. The former Cardinal will take ball 1. New career high for Wong in home runs, 14.
He's gotten a little more aggressive since he's coming over here from St. Louis to Milwaukee.
Played a great second base, Gold Glove caliber. Highest defensive rating at second base in the National League. couple of stints on the IL early with oblique problems. Takes the strike, and it's 2-1. For him to go the other way in the outfield. There's Duvall over towards left center. Strike 2.
I got 2 fastballs by him. Tried to throw the changeup there, 3-2.
Payoff pitch. On the ground to first base. Freddie Freeman gobbles it up. Tags the bag. Inning over. Done with 2.5 from Atlanta without a score in game 3.
Well, between innings, first base coach Eric Young talking to Adam Duvall, I'm sure explaining the situation. And I think the biggest surprise, Don, Adam Duvall, very smart baseball player. You talk to him, he knows the game. You wonder just the emotion of the postseason, trying to make something happen. But I'll tell you what, that was a big momentum shift.
Without a score as we head to the bottom of the 3rd inning, and Dansby Swanson to lead it off here for the Braves. Swanson 1 for 7 so far in this series for the Braves shortstop. Seven home runs during the regular season. Had a very good year. Kind of tailed off a little bit in the end. In September was quiet at the plate. Down 0-2. And Tardy on the 95.
Well, sometimes you calm a pitcher down like that. That was kind of the inning. You felt like they might have had him on the ropes, and now just these 2 pitches, you're kind of seeing a Peralta that's a little more confident and probably thankful that it's 0-0.
First and third with 1 out. That turns into a double play that ends last inning, and he gets off the hook. And really, Darno was not all that far away from squaring that ball up either.
It's a twofold thing. 3-1 count, almost got himself a home run. Then yet you think he got at least a sac fly.
Lined and caught. Colton Wong was playing in the perfect spot. A liner right up over the bag at second, but to the backhand goes Wong for the first out of the 3rd inning.
Yeah, that's baseball for you. Austin Riley hits a ball at 60 miles per hour. This one gets caught.
In between innings, you had the chance to catch up with Brian Snitker. Brian, how frustrating is that base running situation there, not getting that run early?
Yeah, that's frustrating because, like we said earlier and before the series started, runs are going to be at a premium. Can't make those mistakes.
After 2 great outings by your other 2 starters, Ian Anderson right now, Brian, on top of it all.
No, he's had the feel of his changeup from the get-go. Fastball's been really good. He's mixing some breaking balls in, but the biggest thing is when he has that feel for that changeup early on, then he's really tough.
Our thanks to Brian Snitker for joining us in between innings, and certainly he was frustrated. As he mentioned, he was talking about the lack of runs before the game today to us, and kind of had the same kind of feel like it could happen again today with this pitching matchup. Just remarkable the way this is lined up pitching wise.
Well, what did he do? He pointed out this morning to us game 1, that first inning, and how you had a chance, and now you're seeing almost the same thing happen in this game, and you could see the frustration on his face just in that interview.
He's pleased that they gained a split though in Milwaukee before coming home for these 2.
Yeah, you felt like it's tough to come home being down 2-0, telling yourself you got to win 3 in a row.
Ends up at 2-2 to the pitcher, Ian Anderson. 2 hits during the regular season, 2 for 37, 54 average. Wait for him to go the other way and shallow. Lead on that, and he strikes out. That's the 2nd strikeout for Peralta. 2 down in the inning. Well, follow the action of the postseason with the MLB app. From real-time tracking of every pitch to in-depth analysis of the games. Download the MLB app today. Make this postseason major. It's been a great postseason so far. We very much enjoyed this series. They've all been a little bit different, especially the National League to the American League, as far as the amount of runs that are being scored in the ALDS compared to the NLDS.
Well, it's just, you know, like you said, it's been a different style of ball, different starting pitching. I mean, we were watching a couple of those games yesterday, and it was like by the third inning, it was a straight bullpen game. You didn't know it was coming in. And like I said, in this series so far, all the starters have gone at least 6.
And a very unusual situation for both teams, really, having to wait up last night to see the end of the Astros White Sox game to determine when they were going to play today, whether they had to get up early for this 1 o'clock game Eastern time, or whether they're going to play in the 4 o'clock time slot. So that was really tough, I think, for both teams. A little bit different. You're not used to that. And there is the breakdown, the runs per game, and you're looking at the NL and American League drastically different.
A lot of offense over there.
Yep.
Like I said, the pitching haven't had quite the numbers. And that was odd. You know, waiting up last night, seeing whether it was going to be 1 or 4, and then what, they ended up getting rained out today.
Right, they're not even going to play. So, but Brian Snitker did say that he thought that perhaps he would rather have been on the road in that instance. For the road team, it would have been easier.
Well, we saw the road team show up about 9:20 today. Milwaukee was able to get here later. You can hit BP later, whereas a home team, it's almost like spring training. Ultimately, though, being a postseason game, I think once you get your body in there and you get going, whether it's 1, whatever it is, time of game, you're fired up, ready to go.
And being home, and Atlanta known for its traffic. There's some traffic here.
Just a little, maybe.
3-1 pitch to Soler with 2 down in the inning. That is ball 4. Framed there by Narvaez, but it is ball 4, and the first walk allowed by Peralta.
Well, Soler, great job of laying off some of these tough pitches. And really, since he's come over from Kansas City, his plate discipline, it's one of the reasons that Brian Snitker made the move and moved him into that leadoff spot.
Yeah, he acts like a leadoff guy now.
Well, and that's what you wonder. I get you trying to be careful there, and you don't want to hang something, but at the same time, you just walked him for Freddie Freeman.
Pretty good 2-hitter. Grounded out his first time up 0 for 1. There's sipping a strike 1. To the fastball to get it. They stack it up on the right side. Urias, the third baseman, joining Wong and Tellez, with Adames on the second base side of short as well. Looking for Freeman to certainly pull, and they do the same in the outfield. Line foul as he does indeed pull.
Well, coming in today, Freeman 2 for 9 off Peralta career, so not a whole bunch of success, but still small sample size.
And 2 to Freeman with Soler at first, 2 down. The Braves batting here in the home half of the 3rd inning. Slaps it foul off to the left out of play.
Now, lefties this year only hitting $157 off Freddie Peralta, and what makes him so dynamic is, to the righties for the most part, you're getting a fastball slider. You're getting 2 pitches. Now, you turn around to the left side, you got that fastball slider, but you also got to worry about the curveball, which you'll mix in, and then, of course, the changeup too. So more 4 pitches for the left-handed hitters.
Freeman offered, and they'll tag him out for strike 3. That's a 3rd strikeout for Peralta, and the end of the 3rd inning. We're headed to the 4th in game 3. Freeman strikes out. We're scoreless. To the 4th we go. '21 National League Division Series. It's presented by Good Sam. 4th inning in Atlanta without a score. Willie Adames leading it off here for the Brewers in the 4th inning, to be followed by Christian Yelich, Avisail Garcia. 2, 3, and 4 for Milwaukee expected here in this 4th inning.
A good changeup. Garcia, the only one that has swung at the first pitch today. So you see this Brewers lineup trying to get into some counts. Ian Anderson's done a good job of getting ahead today.
Falls behind this time, 2-1. Adames has the only hit the Brewers have so far in this game. It's a single to left field in the 1st inning. He did not advance. Anderson proceeded to strike out Yelich and Garcia. Falling behind here though, 3-1. Battles back. To a changeup. That's been a great pitch for him so far.
Well, just like we saw Peralta throw that 2-0 curveball, you're seeing Anderson here 3-1, hitters count, throws that changeup.
Center fielder Duvall over towards right center. Lots of green grass in left center. Shift in the infield. Struck him out. Came back to get him. Strikeout number 4 for Ian Anderson. One down in the 4th inning.
Let's take a look at Christian Yelich. That throw to second base. At 168 feet. The biggest throw he's made by far this year. Probably not thinking he had an opportunity. And we saw Yelich the other day with the throw. I know it's not great, and that's why you can sit there and say maybe you thought you had a chance.
Into left field and a base hit for Yelich. With one out here in the 4th inning, there's the 2nd hit of this game for the Brewers.
See if they get a little more aggressive with Anderson pounding the zone. Yelich comes out and swings at the first pitch. It's a fastball. And Craig Counsell told us today he's going to square one up, maybe on the ground.
For Anderson, 19 total changeups. We talked a lot about his changeup. 6 swings and misses, 2 Ks on the changeup, but a base hit there for Christian Yelich with one out in the 4th inning. Takes us to Avisail Garcia, a strikeout victim himself in the 1st inning. That's the most home runs he's had since his previous high, which was 20 with the Tampa Bay Rays back in 2019. This year with 29 home runs for Garcia. We know about his arm. One of the best arms in all the game. The Braves are not trying to score on him. It was Yelich in left field they tried on.
Yeah, and we showed you that video. Made one of his better throws to second base. Got him just in time before the ball, or Riley crossed home plate.
He has been fighting some back spasms for the last month or so. He's given time off throughout September from time to time by Craig Counsell. 0-2.
And we asked Counsell this morning about that, if he thought his back was weak, because he's missed a lot of fastballs, been a tick late on it, and he's told us he feels healthy, just feels like his timing was a little bit off.
Right side virtually open right now with Albies over towards the bag at second base. And 0-2 to Garcia. Got him. 5 strikeouts for Ian Anderson. 2 down in the 4th inning.
He just kept coming at changeups on him, Don. It's not broke. Don't fix it. Perfect location. See tailing in. Looks like that fastball and disappears.
This is the second time Garcia is down by way of the K. 5 strikeouts for Anderson, 2 in this inning. With Yelich at first, Rowdy Tellez coming up. Yelich gaining that lead. Freddie Freeman holding him on at first base with 2 down. Strike one. Starts him with a fastball.
Brian Snicker between innings talking about Ian Anderson having that changeup right from the bat, right off the bat today. Just like Peralta on the other side, it's right now, it's tough to come by.
Up and away, and it's 1-1.
When Rowdy Tellez came over from Toronto this year, it was going to be more of a platoon at first, but 11 of the first 13 games he started after the trade hit .409 with 5 home runs, and he just kind of took that job.
Thought it was going to be a Keston Hira kind of sharing platoon situation. Didn't work out that way.
Man, you hit like that, you're probably going to play most days.
Of course, he had what turned out to be the game-winning 2-run home run in the first game of this NLDS. Swing and a miss has him down 1-2, and he changed up again.
And you see Christian Yelich, if you remember, Don, first pitch fastball went after it right away. He did not want to get to that pitch, and right now Ian Anderson has a good changeup, great changeup.
On their feet again in Braves country. Ball 2. Tellez fouled out down the left field line to the Braves left fielder Eddie Rosario. Able to run over and make the catch in foul ground. Now with 2 outs, Yelich at first base. Runner goes. Tellez takes ball 3. The throw not going to be in time. Stolen base for Christian Yelich going in head first at second. So he goes on the 2-2 pitch.
Well, I think he finally just took a chance. Timed him up. Got a good jump, high leg kick. I don't know if Darno could see him go at first. It's kind of a delay back there.
Yelich kind of gave it a flash look.
Yeah, I was going to say first chance for this Brewers team with a runner in scoring position today now.
We talked about it. They've been hard to come by. Runners in scoring position. Their first comes with 2 outs here in the 4th inning. And a payoff pitch to Tellez. Got him. Strikes out the side. Changed up to do so. He's got 6 strikeouts. Through 3.5, we're scoreless. Stay tuned for a message brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of MLB. Today's Base Cam is presented by T-Mobile, the leader in 5G coverage. Some great coverage, a good look at what it looks like on the field, on the base paths, and coming at you into your living room. To the last of the 4th inning from Truist Park in Atlanta. No score with the middle of this order coming up now for Atlanta. Albies, Riley, and Duvall. 3, 4, and 5 with the Brewers shifting on the right side on Ozzie Albies, who leads it off. Albies lined out to the right fielder. Garcia in the 1st inning. 0 for 1 so far against Freddie Peralta. Takes it the other way this time, but to Yelich in left, who's waiting for out number 1 at the bottom of the 4th inning.
Let's take a look at Peralta's stride right here so you can see, like I said, not a tall guy, but watch how far he reaches out there and where he releases the ball, jumping at you. And I'm telling you, that's what makes his, to me, fastball deceptive. You only see 93, 94. So when you see what they're hitting off your fastball and then you see where he's at, you know something is deceptive about it. A lot of late life.
Strike 1 to Austin Riley. Yeah, it's just on you, is what hitters say.
Quick, yeah.
Yeah.
Getting jammed. then if you start guessing to cheat a little bit, that's when he throws that off speed. So I'm saying really both pitchers, this Brewers offense right now is stuck on Ian Anderson's changeup.
Yep.
And if they think they're getting a fastball, he throws them a changeup. So
being in between is nowhere to live.
It's not a, yeah. That's why I'm up here with you.
1-1 pitch coming here to Austin Riley with 1 out in the 4th inning.
Not that there's anything wrong with that. I'm enjoying it.
I'm glad you're here. Adam Duvall waits on deck. Braves batting in the 4th inning. Bat goes flying. A swing and a miss. He's up in the netting and back down again. By the Brewers side of things. Go get some sticky stuff.
It's a big bat toss. Early on, we talked about the Braves saying maybe offensively you'd see him a little more patient. Well, first time through the lineup, 5 out of the 9 guys swung at that first pitch. Second time through, though, so far, all 4 hitters have taken that first pitch.
Perhaps an adjustment here, second time through, trying to get to Peralta. They've been held to just 2 hits, and they came back to back. And Riley's single in the infield in the second, single to left for Duvall, and that's been it. As chasing that is Riley. Ball got away briefly from Narvaez, who throws him out, and that is strikeout number 4 for Freddie Peralta. 2 down here in the 4th inning.
Yeah, that's that slider. Look at the depth of it. And it's so hard to lay off with 2 strikes also. And Austin Riley got his pitch 2-1 to hit when the bat went flying out of his hand. And
two down in the 4th, and Adam Duvall single to left field in the 2nd inning. And they do shift on him on the left side. Little check swing, and that is a foul ball. Aggressively jumping out there was Narvaez. He thought it was fair, but right there to make the call is Marquez, saying a foul ball. And the council's going to come out and argue this. Pops out there. Very aggressively trying to get that in fair ground.
looks like he might have got it behind the line.
So Marquez has agreed to ask Tony Randazzo, the first base umpire. That's all Craig Counsell appeared to be asking for, is that they get together on this and maybe check with somebody else.
Got to believe Randazzo at first base, Don's probably the only one that might have had the view of where the ball was.
But for some reason, all 6 umpires are coming in.
They got to do it as a team.
I guess, but do we really need the left field and right field umpires to come in for this?
Hey, you got to get them some TV time too, you know.
So they all agree with the original call.
And quite a few calls in the American League games yesterday.
Yeah. Yes.
A lot of action.
Some stuff I've never seen before. Well, one I have, one I haven't.
Well, Adam Wainwright said it best on that broadcast last night. Said you stick around long enough, almost every day you'll see something you've never seen.
2 down in the 4th inning, and Duvall now down on the count, 0-1. Make it 0-2.
See, I think a lot of these hitters, you see that slider. You could tell Duvall recognized it. It just never gets there. It's 81 miles per hour, and you're out in front of it.
Blowing away, and it's 1-2. All the new career high in home runs. Very happy to be back in Atlanta. His second go around with the Braves. Had 38 during the regular season between Miami and Atlanta. It's the 3rd time in his career that he has surpassed the 30 home run plateau.
You know, he'd love to redeem himself right here.
Drives one to right center field. Lorenzo Cain going back. That ball is going to be off of Cain and the wall. Heading for third is Duvall. Kane is hurt as he bangs into that wall and can't hold on. And standing at third base is Duvall. He went into that wall hard. It is a chain link kind of fence, but there is a stanchion out there as well. And they will run out to check on the veteran Lorenzo Kane.
Well, first, let's hope he's okay. The fact that he went so far, and I actually think he had this ball in his glove when he hit the fence. I thought he had no chance to get there.
But he hit the stanchion. That's exactly what he hit. And it comes out.
Came out all the way when he was down on the ground. Right there when his body hit the ground.
He did have it until he got down to his backside, really.
Yeah. What a play.
It's in there, and it's kind of a snow cone right there, and then
when it hits the ground,
out it comes. Good look at real time right there.
What a play. One of the better outfielders in the game. Giving his whole body up.
And the arm does appear to be the problem in this collision with the outfield wall. It's right in front of the bullpen area out there in right center field.
Look at that left side, right under his arm, kind of by his pec.
See if he stays in this game. He is trying to right now.
I mean, the fact that he even got to that ball, he was playing left center off Duvall and went all the way to right center against the bullpen.
Now they're up top a little bit higher.
Yeah. Collarbone area, maybe?
Yep.
He's one tough guy, I'll tell you that.
Stay in this game, and the Braves fans giving him a hand. A very nice bid there out in right center field. Duvall ends up at third base and 90 feet away with two down. Time for the Lone Depot home means everything RBI stat. Braves with runners in scoring position, 267, just 1 for 10 so far in the first two games and 0 for 2 in this game. Don't forget, for every RBI during the NLCS, Lone Depot will be donating $1,000 to the Boys and Girls Club of America. That's on top of over $500,000 they've already donated this year.
Well, Atlanta, #1 team in baseball with 2 outs and runners in scoring position with a 273 average. Well, one thing Peralta's been outstanding with this year, 2 outs and runners in scoring position.
Eddie Rosario is going to have that chance against Peralta. Rosario flied out to the warning track in right field in the second inning. Avisail Garcia is back there to make the catch. This is what you were talking about. 4 for 44 with 2 outs and runners in scoring position. He just bears down. Finds a little extra. This ball 1. Started him with a fastball.
And Rosario 259 on the year. Runners in scoring position. It goes all the way up to 282.
Second time the Braves have had a runner at third in this game. Comes with 2 outs in the 4th inning. Gets him to chase. The pitcher was up. Another fastball. Foul back, and it's 1-2. Rosario jumping ahead.
Not much, runs going on this series. The Braves, on the other hand, have had a few more chances than the Brewers have, but they have not been able to get the big hit in these situations. And credit the Brewers pitching staff. They have been able to wiggle out of these situations the first 3 games so far.
Nicely gathered there by Narvaez, keeping it in front of him with that base runner at third and Duvall. The breaking ball kind of checked up on him a little bit.
It did. Spun back. Good job. Saw him that game 1 with Hader out on the mound. Had a couple real nice ones with the tying run on third.
Doss. 2-2 pitch. And he elevates to strike him out. They leave Duvall at third base. Strikeout number 5 for Peralta, scoreless through 4.
This is brought to you by Good Sam RV Parks, America's largest campground network, and by T-Mobile, America's largest, fastest, and most reliable 5G network.
Back in Atlanta at Truist Park for Game 3 of the NLDS. Both teams taking a game in Milwaukee, and we have changed venues here to Truist Park. And a foul tip for strike 1 for Luis Urias. 10 swings at changeups with 4 strikeouts for Ian Anderson, who has been going to it in some key spots.
Well, for Ian Anderson, that's his best pitch, and when it's working like it is right now, these Brewers hitters, you can tell, are stuck in between that fastball changeup.
Braves are shifting, and that sounded like it hit him, and it did. So hit by the pitch, grazed his Urias, and he's aboard to begin things here in the 5th inning.
There's a changeup that just kind of floated on him. You can see it kind of just dip his pinky finger.
He's got it kind of below the knob of the bat,
yeah, he does,
too. So Urias at first base, hit by the pitch to begin things here in the 5th inning. And it brings up Omar Narvaez. He grounded out to first in the 2nd inning, 0 for 1. Shift on the right side, but they keep that shift in the infield, do the Braves, with a double play scenario intact here. Popped up, foul ground. Over is Riley as far as he can go, but has no play.
And by playing this shift with Narvaez, you feel like Dansby Swanson, the shortstop, obviously playing right of second base, has plenty of time still to get over and turn 2 on Narvaez.
For the 5th time in this series, the Brewers had the leadoff man on. As they keep that shift in the infield with a double play scenario in order right now for the Braves. And 0-1 to Narvaez will have to wait as they check on Urias.
Remember, Milwaukee has scored 2 runs now in 22 innings, and the 2 runs they did score started on a hit by pitch when Garcia got hit by Morton in game 1.
Waiting on deck, Lorenzo Cain, and a good sign that he is out there waiting on deck after crashing into the right field fence. Ball to strike to Narvaez. 67 pitches so far now for Anderson. 9 wins during the regular season, 9-5 with a 3.58 earned run average. 25 starts during the regular season. Off the glove of d'Arnaud, but no advance at first base for Urias. Didn't get all that far away.
I don't think he was able to see how far that ball popped out of d'Arnaud's glove. You know, from his angle, you can kind of just see it pop out. You almost get the feeling he thought it was going to be right by him. He's not happy with himself.
Over there again, and back is Urias. Lead has not been huge over there for Urias, but Anderson concerned with him nonetheless. Very high, and out of that crouch comes d'Arnaud. 3-1 now. We're working towards the bottom of the order here for Milwaukee. This pitch will be the 70th of the outing for Anderson. Working to his second hitter of the 5th inning. Down the left field line, and a foul ball.
It's still relying on that changeup. 3-1.
I don't think it'd be hard to deviate from it with the success he's enjoyed.
Yeah, and look, at some point, you know, these hitters for the Brewers probably know it's coming, but if Ian, the confidence he has in that pitch, continues to throw it.
Line down the right field line. That ball is headed towards the corner, and it is a foul ball. Not much foul ground down there, but he finds it. By the 325 marker into the seats, that first row.
Almost the same exact pitch he got. 3-1 and a changeup. Just was not able to keep it fair.
Urias still at first base. The battle continues. And as Anderson's pitch count rises, there is action behind him for the first time today in the Braves pen. Minter and Chavez up in that pen. Runner at first, nobody out for the Brewers here in the 5th inning. A 3-2. To left field, and that is a fair ball. Heading over is Rosario to dig it out. Heading for third is Urias. Going to second with a double is Narvaez, and it's second and third with nobody out for the Brewers here in the 5th inning.
What an AB. 3-1 changeup. You foul it off down that way. 3-2 changeup. You get in front and pull. And Anderson comes back with a third changeup. You give him credit. Shot it down the left field line. Really the first time all day Ian Anderson has had any trouble.
It's only the third extra base hit for the Brewers in the series, joining Adames' double and Rowdy Tellez's home run, of course, in the first game. But that's been it as far as extra base hits go. And now you get second and third. Rick Kranitz, the pitching coach out there for the Braves. Second and third, nobody out. What are they going to do with Lorenzo Cain here? You do have the pitcher after Cain and first base open.
And you see the Brewers bullpen coming out to get ready. As you saw in the bottom of the 4th, Cain, I don't know if he'd be able to stay in the game or not. Went a long ways for this Duvall ball. Had it done until he hit the ground.
Stays in the game, and here he is, batting for the first time since that collision with the right center field wall. Popped out to second base, his first AB in the 3rd inning. Infield in, about halfway on the left side, all the way in on the right side, and this is to the diving shortstop Swanson. He gets up, throws out Cain at first base. Runners don't advance. So they bring the infield in, and Swanson with a diving play on a sharply hit ball. Took a look at second and at third. Nobody going anywhere, and goes to first for the out. One down. It's a big out.
Well, Dansby Swanson all year has been outstanding playing defense, and he makes a play and saves a run. Great job. Looks to runner back, throws it out. And now you got a situation where I thought we might see this. Freddie Peralta just got pulled back. They're going to send up Daniel Vogelback.
So this is all about wanting offense at this stage of the game, because Peralta is only at 57 pitches through 4 innings. It has allowed only 3 hits, and now he's going to be out of this game with Vogelback coming up to pinch hit. And you got Hauser jumping up very quickly in the Brewers pen with this whole scenario happening.
Now, we figured if we didn't see Hauser in game 3, you thought he'd be your game 4 starter. Well, now the kind of tables have flipped, and it's 0-0 in the 5th inning. And Craig Counsell saying, I got to get a run.
And one other interesting thing about that Dansby Swanson play, of all the infielders who were up at the lip of the grass, he was the only one that was playing halfway. And because he was back just a couple of steps, he was able to make that play. If he's at the lip of the grass, that ball's in left field.
Yeah, it's a single. Great point.
So the defensive alignment right there paid off big. And with 1 out, 2nd and 3rd, here is Vogelback coming up.
Well, Vogelback has had some huge pinch hits this year for the Milwaukee Brewers. None bigger than the pinch hit grand slam walk-off against the St. Louis Cardinals back in Milwaukee a month ago.
Infield in again, 2nd and 3rd with 1 out, and Vogelback will take ball 1. Brewers in games 1 and 2, 0 for 8. Today, 0 for 2 with runners in scoring position.
You're right, and because of that, they're taking this opportunity now to try to put a run or 2 up and win it that way instead of continuing to throw Peralta.
Yep. 2-0. Vogelback missing 59 games. June 22nd through September 1st with a hamstring strain. Mentioned the walk-off grand slam against the Cardinals. That was September 5th. Gets the arms out of the way, but gets a strike called on him.
What a 2-0 pitch by Anderson after 2 changeups. Dots up a fastball.
That is a strike. Good call.
94 on the inside part.
Alfonso Marquez calling the balls and strikes, the crew chief of this 6-man crew. Urias at 3rd, Narvaez at 2nd, 1 out. Vogelback fouls it the other way, and it's 2-2.
You can see he kind of took a page out of Narvaez's book right there, just trying to shoot that changeup that way. I mean, at this point, knowing even a fly ball gets you that 1 run.
Up again in Atlanta with 1 out, 2nd and 3rd for Milwaukee. Vogelback grounds 1 to 3rd. Riley's coming home and got him in the rundown right now. Headed back, and Urias will be tagged out. Unable to advance that other runner from 2nd to 3rd, and that is out number 2.
Well, Anderson makes a pitch. Saw the Brewers kind of get out of a tough situation.
5-2-5 on the putout of Urias.
And now Ian Anderson is 1 out away from getting himself out of a 2nd and 3rd no-out jam. So again, the runners in scoring position this series continues to kind of haunt both these teams.
2 down, 1st and 2nd now for Milwaukee. Top of the order, Colton Wong. Strike 1.
If you can get out of this for the Atlanta Braves, it's almost like a double win. You took out their starting pitcher after 4 innings, forced to go to their pen, and you didn't give up any runs.
Wong has grounded to second, grounded to first, 0 for 2 in this one. The 0-1. Two outs and runners in scoring position. It's a 300. Almost gets hit, and a good block there by d'Arnaud.
You're looking ahead to the bottom part of the 5th. Anderson up 3rd. So you got to believe right here for him. Empty the tank. This is it. This is your game right here in the 5th inning.
80 pitches deep into his outing. Chavez and Minter up in the pen. Narvaez at second. Vogelback at first. 2 down in the Milwaukee 5th inning. And a 2-1 to Colton Wong. Ball 3.
Now, good pitch, good idea, but up and good take by Wong. Now 3-1, we've seen him throw that changeup all day in big situations.
Foul back and a full count now. Got the fastball and he fouled it back. 94 on the gas from Ian Anderson.
Well, for the Brewers, catching a break 3-2. Narvaez not a fast runner, but will be getting a head start at second base.
Lined and caught by Freddie Freeman at first base. Out of the jam is Ian Anderson. They had second and third with nobody out. The Brewers do not score. We're halfway through without a score in game 3 of the NLDS. Hot shot, wrong spot.
No sé cuál me voy, el ferro, el Porsche, la C3 o el Rolls Royce, el bote parqueado en San Croix, viviendo.
Well, into this game is Adrian Hauser. Time for the Next Matters Most, presented by Roman. And who's next? Adrian Hauser. We thought he might be next in game 4, starting for the Brewers. That's not the case. He's in the game in the bottom of the 5th inning.
Well, and I'm sure Craig Counsell was hoping he'd be in the game with a 1 or 2 run lead. And here he is in a 0-0. One of the best sinkers in the game. Huge ground ball rate. Pitched 2 innings in game 1 and got 5 ground balls. Only run he gave up was a Jock Peterson homer.
Travis d'Arnaud leads it off for Atlanta here in the 5th and sends one into right field for a base hit. Good way to start the bottom of the 5th inning for Atlanta.
Well, great approach at the plate by Travis d'Arnaud, knowing he's going to try to sink that ball, get you to roll over. And with the shift, he's got the whole right side, and he just kind of throws the hands inside it to get something started.
Here is Dansby Swanson with a runner at first and nobody out. His first time up, he lined out to second base. Strike 1. A guy who's got a couple of pinch hits in this series in games 1 and game 2. And Jock Peterson has come out on deck for the Atlanta Braves, and he'll be batting for Ian Anderson, their pitcher. That'll be next. First, it's Swanson, who swings at the 0-1 and finds himself down 0-2.
Yeah, Brian Snitker talked to us about possibly thought about playing Jock today. He's had a great just 2 at bats so far. He said some people just know how to play in October, and Jock's one of those guys. 10 home runs in his career in the postseason.
They've experienced mostly with the Los Angeles Dodgers, where he spent the first 7 years of his major league career. 0-2 to right field, and that's in for a base hit in front of Garcia. Stopping at second is d'Arnaud. First two have reached for the Braves here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Well, a momentum shift as the Braves get out of the top half of the 5th unscathed, and now they have the first two on in the bottom of the 5th without an out.
What a job hitting. 0-2 gets a curveball off the plate. And you learn, you face guys in game one, realize that big sinker. Now we're seeing two guys in a row try to shoot that ball to right field to get something going.
Chris Hook, the pitching coach, coming out to talk to Adrian Hauser. Well, we've already seen Jock Peterson, and he homered in the first game of the series, coming off the bench, pinch hit home run.
Yeah, the only run the Braves could muster in game one off Corbin Burns, Hauser, and Hader. Solo shot in the Brewers bullpen by Jock. And we saw the Braves earlier with an opportunity, weren't able to take advantage in the Brewers last inning.
How hard is this for Hauser, who the bulk of his work as a starter, added to the NLDS as a reliever now coming out of this bullpen? Got to remember, he turned the first complete game shutout Craig Counsell's era September 4th against St. Louis. Struck out 7 through 100 pitches exactly that complete game shutout. Now he's coming into this game in the 5th inning.
Look, you always got to be ready to pitch, and they'll tell you that. Game one, he pitched the 7th inning after Burns was done. Here, probably wasn't thinking going into that inning, the way Peralta was at what, mid-50 pitches, that he would be coming in this game quick. Well, it happened.
Here he is. And here is Jock Peterson. d'Arnaud at second, Swanson at first. Strike one. High strike call, 94. Peterson checking with Alfonso Marquez. And is that the top? The question. After time, backs out.
And Jock's still rocking the pearls at the plate.
How long has that been going on? The last month of the year, right? Pretty much.
I think 2 or 3 weeks.
One and one. Originally went to the Cubs this past offseason. Acquired just a few days after the season-ending injury to Ronald Acuna. Elevates, and Peterson chases down 1-2. A little more on that fastball. It's up to 95 now.
Well, and you can see Hauser, the way he's attacking. Fastball's up in the zone. Went with that on the first strike. Came back with it on that pitch.
To right field. Garcia going back, looking up. It is gone! A blast! Pitch hit, 3-run home run for Jock Peterson, and the Atlanta Braves are on top 3-0. His second pinch hit home run of this NLDS.
Well, they didn't nickname him Jocktober for no reason. And another fastball from Hauser blew that one by him, comes back. Jock didn't miss that one.
Now Soler down to third, Urias. And a hop and a throw, and catch made on the other side by Tellez for the first out.
Another pitch up. He got that fastball up. Credit Jock Peterson. Pulled the hands in. Lined it into right field.
Freddie Freeman. So Hauser gives up back-to-back base hits, followed by the 3-run home run. Pinch hit for Peterson. Gets Soler to ground out. And now falls behind Freeman, 2-0.
Game 1, it was the Brewers with the big home run from Rowdy Tellez. This one, Jock Peterson coming off the bench. Now 3 for 3 this postseason, pinch hitting in 3 games.
I wonder a little bit about the move to take Peralta out of this game so early for Craig Counsell.
I understand why he did it. I think, you know, in a perfect world, Lorenzo Cain gets one person in, you can keep him in. But when your team's been struggling to score runs and you've got second and third, 1 out, when you haven't done anything versus Anderson all day, that's what you talk. That's the tough decision you have to make.
Snicker had a good feeling about Jock Peterson today, too. And a 3-run home run has put the Braves on top 3-0 with 1 out, and a 3-2 is ball 4 to Freddie Freeman. Almost hit it to the chop house.
And Hauser threw the same pitch he threw before. Got him to swing through. That time Jock pulled the hands in.
103.8 miles per hour, goes 402 feet.
His 11th career postseason blast.
And the meeting now as Narvaez hops up and heads out to the mound. Rest of the infield, for the most part, will join.
Well, and I think this could be Craig Counsell getting someone ready in the bullpen for the sole fact that Hauser's a big piece of that bullpen, Don, and if you let him out here and continue to throw, might not be available for a game 4.
And it is Strickland who is now up in the pen. Ashby had been up before, now it's Strickland, and he's not been up long. One out, 3 in. Runner at first, Ozzie Albiz. Ball 1. Seems Hauser has been working from behind since coming into this game. He has recorded just 1 out. 4 have reached against him, and he has relinquished 3 quick runs here in the 5th inning. Snap throw to first, and back safely is Freddie Freeman. Not a bad thought with the door closed there. Narvaez throwing behind the hitter Albiz and trying to nab Freeman at first base.
Well, Hauser just doesn't have that sink that we're used to seeing on his fastball. Game 1 he comes in, and boy, he had that thing 93, 94 barreling in on those right-handed hitters. And today, Travis d'Arnaud and D'Andre Swanson, although they didn't hit it hard, got singles to right field.
Ball 3. Freeman at first, 1 out. 3-0 from Hauser. To left field, sending Yelich back. He'll have plenty of room as he makes the catch for out number 2. And back to first goes Freeman, 2 down. Predict which players will stack the most total bases each day during the postseason and compete to win $20,000. Enter MLB Base Chase presented by Michelob Ultra at MLB.com/base chase. See official rules for details. Austin Riley with 2 outs and a runner at first. Infield hit in the second. Struck out swinging in the fourth and sends this one foul over by the Brewers dugout.
Man, that's where the game's changed so much, whether you like it or not. Freddie Freeman walks. Ozzie Albies gets 3 balls really nowhere close to the zone. And you swing. Now, granted, it was a good pitch to go after, but, you know, in that scenario right there, still only 3-0.
Riley to left field. Yelich will move over and back a step or two. Just shy of the track to make the catch. It ends the inning, but the damage has been done. A pinch hit, 3-run home run for Jock Peterson puts the Braves on top 3-0 after 5. Is the best place to get in on the MLB action with daily fantasy sports betting and free-to-play pools. All postseason play and free late inning pools for a swing at over $50,000 in prizes. Use promo code HEAT when you sign up today. It's on to the 6th inning. Braves have just taken a 3-0 lead. And a first pitch strike into Willie Adames from the new Braves pitcher, Jesse Chavez.
Jesse with 2.14 ERA this year.
To left field, sending Rosario over the wrong shoulder at first, but gets himself straight up and makes the catch for the first out of the 6th inning.
Let's go look at Jock Peterson's home run back in the bottom of the 5th. Look whose bat he's using, Don. Anthony Rizzo.
Former teammate with the Cubs. This is TBS Total Motion presented by Progressive.
See how he pulled those hands in, pitch up in the zone.
Anthony Rizzo here in spirit.
Yeah. Better send Anthony a thank you card for that.
I wonder if he hit the first home run in Milwaukee. So welcome Jesse Chavez to the game. First out of the pen for Brian Snitker after 5 shutout innings from Ian Anderson.
Well, Jesse, longtime reliever, 14th year, only 1 postseason appearance for Jesse.
He's used as an opener on occasion this season. And bullpen days for Brian Snitker. And deals with Christian Yelich with 1 out. So Ian Anderson gives Snitker 5 innings, 3 hits, no runs, didn't walk anybody, and he struck out 6. Ended up throwing a total of 84 pitches in his 5-inning effort here in this game. And departs with a 3-0 lead. That's strike 3. Yelich goes looking, doesn't buy it, takes with him the first strikeout for Chavez. 2 down in the 6th inning.
He throws a backdoor cutter on Christian. Around the corner. Yelich does not like it. With 2 strikes, tough to watch that one.
2 down in the 6th inning. Abisael Garcia has done the same thing twice. That strike out, and there's strike 1. Into the slider to get it. Back to the mound. Chavez fields and throws. A 1-2-3 top of the 6th. The 3-0 Atlanta lead.
The MLB postseason on TBS is brought to you from WebEx by Cisco, driving hybrid work, and by Royal Caribbean. Rise to the vacation. Come seek.
The Braves get 3 runs in the bottom of the 5th inning. A pinch hit 3-run home run for Jock Peterson. Into this game comes Hunter Strickland, the third arm used by Craig Counsell as he comes out there for the bottom of the 6th.
Pitched a scoreless inning in game 2 up in Milwaukee. Guy's on his 3rd team this year. Big fastball and really good slider.
Adam Duvall leads it off for Atlanta. So he takes over for Adrian Hauser, who in 1 inning was touched for 3 hits, the 3-run home run, walked 1, did not strike anybody out, and roughed up in that 5th inning. Is now on the hook for Milwaukee. Freddie Peralta started the game 4 shutout innings before being pinch hit for by Daniel Vogelbach in a move that did not work out.
I just always think, you know, if both these teams really, if they were scoring more before this, you know, maybe you see Craig Counsell play it different, but and Hauser was so dominant in game 1 for those 2 innings. But you did kind of mention, Don, a guy that started pretty much all year. How do you respond after throwing 2 innings, you know, 3 days ago?
It's a different animal altogether, especially when you take into account this is the postseason.
Yeah,
at this stage.
0-0 in a game 3.
Stack it up on the left side in a shift for Duvall, who is down 1-2. Goes after it and strikes out. So Strickland strikes out the first hitter he faces here in the 6th. Well, T-Mobile covers the most interstate highway miles with 5G, home or away. Stay connected to your team with T-Mobile, the leader in 5G coverage. 1 out in the 6th inning, and that takes us to Eddie Rosario. Braves left fielder who has flied out to the warning track in right field and struck out swinging today, 0 for 2. And getting his first look today at Hunter Strickland. Play for him to pull the center fielder Lorenzo Cain over towards right center. A good sized gap in left center.
Yeah, Rosario last time, Peralta with the huge strikeout, fastball up in the zone. Duvall was on 3rd. Ended up being Peralta's last hitter.
Mm. 2-0. One of the acquired outfielders, as the Braves remade their outfield 3 different times this year. Right side and by the dive of Colt Wong into right field. A base hit for Eddie Rosario with 1 out in the 6th inning. Very wide turn, but he'll get back to the bag.
Yeah, just lines this one right past Wong. Good try. Look at this game, very much still a game. It's 3-0. And I know right now we haven't seen the Brewers offensively do too much, and I'm saying to you between innings, Don, I feel like as an offense they got to get back. It's a loose bunch. We've talked to them every single day of kind of relaxing, not trying to hit that big home run when no one's on base. Just get something started.
Easier said than done so far in this series from an offensive standpoint. Just have not had many opportunities, as Travis d'Arnaud has one of the hits for the Braves today. Throw over to first, and Rosario is back to the bag, held on by Rowdy Tellez. High for ball 1. strike called. And that was at the top of the zone. And evens a count of 1-1. You mentioned the 3 teams this year: Tampa Bay, into the Angels, DFA, and the Brewers ended up getting him in a trade for cash considerations a week later. 2 holds both in September for the Brewers. The Brewers, with Devin Williams out, really expected him to be used in a much larger role. As a result of that 8th inning now available, is trying to get to Hader, which we saw them successfully do in Game 2. One out, one on. Ball and a strike to d'Arnaud. Going over to first and crossing over to get back is Rosario. Strickland has really slowed the pace.
I was going to say, he's very meticulous out there. Trying to keep Rosario at first with d'Arnaud up at the plate. Definitely double play candidate. d'Arnaud's going to do it right back to him. Little gamesmanship.
Ball struck out to begin the inning. Rosario with a single to right, held on at first base by Tellez, and a 1-1 to Travis d'Arnaud. Ball 2. Strickland has brought this game to a halt. Two and two. Rosario at first base with 1 out in the Braves' 6th inning. Bloop to left. Out goes Adames. Yelich coming in, and it's Adames who makes the catch. Very difficult play for the Brewers shortstop, but he gets back there and makes the grab in front of Yelich for out number 2.
I tell you, as good as I've seen going back on fly balls, we saw him in Game 2. Ozzie Albies by the tarp in Milwaukee. This one, not an easy play, knowing the left fielder Christian Yelich is coming in hard, but never takes his eye off the ball. It makes a great second out.
2 down. Rosario is at first base, and it brings up Dansby Swanson. 1 for 2 today. Lined out to second base in the 3rd. Single to right in the 5th, and came around to score on the 3-run pinch hit home run by Jock Peterson last inning. Going over there again, back safely again is Eddie Rosario. Balance cut right there for Swanson, chasing after the slider.
Yeah, when Hunter Strickland's in the zone, he's tough.
Adrianza has come out on deck. the bat for Jesse Chavez, who looked really good in the 6th inning in a 1-2-3 inning. Popped up into shallow right. Incoming is Garcia. Got kind of a late break and now has to kind of race in to make the catch. That will end the inning. We head to the 7th from Atlanta. It's 3-0 Braves. National League Division Series, and it's presented by Good Sam. It's on to the 7th inning back in Atlanta with the Braves on top 3-0. And here again is Tyler Matzik.
What do you want? He got a day off yesterday, Don.
Yes, one.
The lefty back in 2 1/3. And probably had the biggest inning for this Atlanta Braves pitching staff with the 8th inning in game 2.
Let's check in with Matt Weiner.
Well, Don, Tyler Matzik might very well end up pitching every game in this series. Brian Snitker says he pokes his head into his office nearly daily to remind him he's ready. And after all he's been through, it's pretty understandable. Matzik, remember, was a bonus baby, a first-round pick with the Rockies. But after an excellent rookie year, he developed the yips, what he defines as an overreaction in response to fear. So instead of fight or flight, he would freeze and just couldn't throw strikes. Well, that led him to the minors and then completely out of baseball in 2017. He returned with the independent Grand Prairie Air Hogs in Texas, living in a borrowed RV before the Braves eventually signed him. He says now in high leverage situations like we saw the other day, he reminds himself of the opportunity he has in front of him, and it's understandable why.
Well, you put it like that, and pitching in 3 out of 4 days, that's not a big deal.
The Air Hogs.
Yeah.
Wouldn't need a hat.
In his RV.
Yes. So this is bonus.
This is all good. I could do 3 out of 4 days in the postseason.
Wow.
Eduardo Escobar is pinch hitting here for Rowdy Tellez to open up the 7th inning. And a 1-1 is fouled off. It's amazing how many pitchers have that happen, and you see so many pitchers when they watch another pitcher do it won't even look. They don't even want to see that stuff. They even get it in their head. Don't even throw it out in the universe.
Well, and for him, I think it's more of just whenever finally he kind of mentally got over that hurdle, realized again, man, I can throw a fastball 97, 98.
Yep.
And here he is.
Reminds me of the great story Daniel Bard, who has returned after, what, 8 years out of Major League Baseball to close games for the Rockies. This one is fouled off to the right.
Yeah, Daniel, one of the good guys, too. You
wonderful.
Appreciated that when you saw him come back.
And at one time was the best 8th inning guy, maybe in Major League Baseball, before things went awry. And he's finishing games. Escobar pitch hitting and leading it off here in the 7th inning, down in the count 1-2. Thought we may see Escobar, the veteran, in the starting lineup today. Was not, but comes off the bench to pinch hit for Rowdy Tellez, who had been 0 for 2 at the plate. Fouling out down the left field line and striking out. His day is done. And 1 for 6 so far in this series.
Well, Escobar against left-handed pitching, 295, 9 home runs. So hence Craig Counsell, the 3-0 game in the top of the 7th, makes this move.
Line to left, and Rosario started in. It's going to be back and over his head. Misjudged that as it gets quickly to the track of the wall. And the pinch hit double for Escobar opens up the 7th inning for Milwaukee.
Well, Rosario came in on this ball right when it was hit. I don't think he realized that Escobar absolutely hit a bullet until it was about halfway and thought, oh boy. And that was something to keep an eye on, you know, as this series went on. Hasn't came to fruition yet, but the outfield defense of the Braves, you know, the infield defense, we talk about one of the best in all of baseball. The outfield being their kind of third line that we talk about, it's been a little issue.
Adam Duvall playing center field. We've not seen how that's going to go. Nothing really has been out in his direction. Soler in right field. Again, this is kind of the 3rd different outfield the Braves have used this year. This one is fouled off to the right out of play off the bat of Urias.
Well, this is where sometimes, too, it's tough on Tyler Matzek. You know, he's been the Braves' 7th, 8th inning guy all year, so you're going to go to him in a game like this. But these Brewers hitters now have seen him 3 out of 4 days. And you start to get a little more comfortable on the velocity, how that fastball plays, the off-speed stuff.
Escobar at second base. Nobody out here in the Brewers' 7th inning. And 0-1. Urias slaps it foul down the right field line out of play. Down 0-2 and goes off a 95-mile-an-hour fastball.
Now that's what, Don, you can see they're getting better swings off Matzek today than what we saw up in Milwaukee. They're more on time on the fastball. Escobar, you saw him foul off 2 or 3 tough sliders.
The more pitches you see, the easier it is.
Well, you timed him up.
Pena has come out on deck for the Brewers. He would bat for Narvaez. First and 0-2 pitch to Urias. On the ground to third base. Riley looks the runner back at second and fires across for out number 1 of the 7th inning. Urias is retired, unable to advance the base runner as Escobar remains at second. That'll bring up the pinch hitter, Manny Pena.
You're going to have at least 3 opportunities this inning with that leadoff double for the Brewers to get their first hit with runners in scoring position. And you'd love to score 2 or 3 runs if you're the Brewers here. But I'm sure for even Craig Counsell, just to get 1 run, just to get yourself back within 2 after a leadoff double would be a big deal.
So here is Pena off the bench to pinch hit for Narvaez. Narvaez had been 1 for 2. He doubled to left field his last time up and 1 of the 4 Milwaukee Brewers hits in this game. But a pinch hit for him here with the left-hander now in the game, and Tyler Matzek.
Narvaez has got some big splits from a lefty-righty, and Manny Pena 3 multi-home run games this year. So you continue to see this mix and match, and I think Craig Counsell's just trying to find something that works.
The originator of the claws up, longest tenured Brewer. Line down the left field line. That is a foul ball. Getting out of the way first was Mike Estabrook.
95 fastball. He did not waste any time going after that.
Out of the way before he makes the call, but had a real good look.
And one thing you can do too, I think Craig Counsell, when you pinch hit like this in the 7th inning, these guys come around again in the 9th inning. The Braves got a left-handed closer in Will Smith, so it kind of, you know, will match up again for these right-handed hitters to face a lefty.
Luke Jackson has been warming in the pen. I'm sure Snicker would like to use him perhaps for the 8th inning, I would think. The 0-1. Gonna bounce in, and it evens at 1-1.
In game 2, you saw Luke Jackson pitch a 7th. Matzek had to come in for him with 2 outs. And with Lorenzo Cain on deck, you wonder if Matzek gets this out, if Jackson comes in for Matzek this inning.
Reversing roles this time around with Lorenzo Cain waiting on deck for Milwaukee with 1 out of the 7th inning. Strike call.
That's a tough pitch to even pull the trigger on. Backdoor slider.
Yeah, Escobar, the leadoff pinch hit double, stands at second base. He's there with one out here in the 7th inning. In the air to shallow center field. Duvall coming in, and he'll get there to make the catch. Hung up long enough for him to race in and make the grab for out number 2 of the 7th inning.
And that's where that slider, the pitch before, kind of was the difference. It caught Pena just a little bit respecting that pitch, and Matzek jammed him with the fastball.
2 down here in the 7th. Escobar remains at second. This TBS Total Motion presented by Progressive. Pena pinch hitting, flies out to center. 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. Takes us to Lorenzo Cain. 0 for 2 from his number 8 spot in the Brewers order. Pops it up, foul ground, should reach the seats and will. Cain has popped out to second, grounded out to short, and is 1 for 8 so far in the series. Banged up after colliding with the wall in right center field earlier in the game. Milwaukee's still looking for their first hit with runners in scoring position. 0 for 6 today, 0 for 14 in the series. That's amazing.
Really is.
Off to the right, 0-2.
You know, when you think back to game 2 in the 8th, 9th inning, both innings, first and second, no outs. That's part of that 0 for 8. Now today, 0 for 6. And as good as the Brewers pitching staff is, you got to take a little pressure off them.
Escobar at second base with 2 outs. The 0-2 to Lorenzo Cain. Ball 1. Kind of handcuffed Darno there. It's a 96-mile-an-hour fastball. Popped up, foul again, off to the right, and Cain continues to battle Matzek. Velocity has been the same for Matzek's been around the 96-mile-an-hour area. Despite his 3rd appearance of this series. Game 3 of the NLDS. One-two again to Cain. Foul back again.
He's battling him. Matzek continue to go to that fastball. It's good to see Cain. Looks like he's swinging the bat okay after running into the wall back in the bottom of the 4th.
Got him. Cain strikes out. It ends the top of the 7th. It is 7th inning stretch from Truist Park in Atlanta. It is game 3 of the series, and it's 3-0 Braves.
Tesla to impress her.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Office of the Commissioner of Baseball and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent.
Three to nothing. The Atlanta Braves on top, and they can thank Jock Peterson.
Yeah, going back to game one against Hauser with the pinch hit, opposite field home run. And then today, it's a 2-strike count, fastball up in the zone, and just tomahawks it for the big hit today. 3-run homer, 2 pinch hit homers, a game 2 single, 3 for 3 off the bench. What a weapon.
New pitcher is Brad Boxberger.
You see on the bottom, worked a clean inning in game 2 of this NLDS. Big fastball, slider change. And he's had a career high 71 appearances this year.
Some pinch hitters in the top half of the inning. One of them, Eduardo Escobar, who stays in the game at first base. And the catcher is Manny Pena, who stays in the game. Ade Adrianza is going to pinch hit here for the Braves to open up the bottom of the 7th inning. Speaking of pinch hitters, Adrianza was terrific in this role during the regular season for the Braves.
He hit 250 and 64 ABs as a pinch hitter, and 3 of his 5 home runs came as a pinch hitter.
It's not an easy job.
No, I mean, you've got to have a certain mindset to do this job.
Primarily a utility man off the Braves bench. Plays as a right fielder for the most part. Logged 81 innings at third base, 43 innings in left, 37 at second base, and a couple of sporadic starts at shortstop. And 3 of the 5 home runs come as a pinch hitter. He had 64 ABs as a pinch hitter this season.
I was talking to Kevin Seitzer, the hitting coach, and said he really wasn't on the radar in spring training and just kind of hit his way on the team. Hit well over 450 in spring and had no choice but to carry him.
Switch hitters, splits are virtually equal, 250 against right-handers, 240 against left-handers. And he leads it off against this right-hander who gets that one by him to even the count at 2-2.
Well, Boxberger, reverse split type guy. Lefties hitting a $139 on the year versus righties who hit 240.
Who's playing him straight up here in the infield are the Brewers. The outfield came towards right center field. Big gap out in left center. And the left fielder Yelich towards the line. Two. Foul back to the screen. We'll do it again.
Well, Boxberger is not going to overpower you. 93, 94, but he does such a good job of locating that fastball. You see, he just pounded him in. This was a guy who signed as a non-roster guy and got released at the end of spring training. They brought him back, and all he's done is rack up 71 appearances for that bullpen.
Tied for 6th in the National League in appearances. Tied his career high for innings pitched. And a full count now. He's been in high leverage situations. 30 appearances in the 7th inning this year. 28 in the 8th inning or later. Fly ball left field. Yelich turned out to be in the perfect spot. Back a few steps to haul it in for out number 1. Well, this is the first NLDS of the day on TBS. The second will be happening out west. It's the Giants and the Dodgers. Don't miss Game 3 of the NLDS between the Giants and the Dodgers tonight at 30 p.m. Eastern on TBS. They shift venues to Dodger Stadium.
That should be a good one. Max Scherzer and Alex Wood. Alex Wood's had a good year for San Fran.
One out in the 7th for Jorge Soler. Is there much doubt that Gabe Kapler will win Manager of the Year in the National League?
How can he not?
I mean, wow.
Yeah.
Kept waiting for them to fade as the year went on and just never happened.
No.
With all those kind of check marks during the year, you go, okay, well, first 2 months, and you get to the All-Star break, and then you say, or August, you know, you get the dog days of August.
Yeah.
Well, you know, they still end up winning the division.
Well, I saw somewhere the Dodgers went like 40-12.
Yep.
And the Giants went 40-13. They gained a half a game.
Yeah.
I mean, when that happens.
How does that happen?
Yeah.
That tells you they're pretty good. Reaching out, poking that foul.
Well,
Soler.
I think what makes all four of these teams in the playoffs right now in the NL so dynamic is their pitching. I mean, they all have good lineups. Don't get me wrong, got different guys that can swing it, but it just seems like every game there's an arm coming at you that can shut down any offense. Even Gausman threw well the other day. That game didn't get out of hand until the Giants bullpen came in.
Soler fouls it off again to the right out of play.
And today you might not got the length that you had from the starters in the first 2 games. Obviously Peralta got pulled because of the situation. I think we both agree he could easily gone 6-7 the way he was throwing. And on the other side, Ian Anderson, you know, gave the Braves 5 good innings.
And only 57 pitches for Peralta for 4 shutout innings. And they lifted him for Daniel Vogelbach, the pinch hitter. That's strike 3 to Soler. And it's out number 2 of the 7th inning.
And there's that location by Boxberger. Down and away. And when you're all around the zone, majority of times you're going to get these. He's umpire Alfonso Marquez behind the plate today. He's hunting strikes.
2 down for Freddie Freeman. The Braves first baseman has grounded back to the mound, struck out swinging, and last time up reached on a free pass. Only 2 walks allowed by Brewers pitching in this game. So far, Braves pitchers have not allowed a base on balls. Braves out hitting the Brewers 7-4. But the big hit, the pinch hit, 3-run home run by Jock Peterson is the difference in this game.
And there's other guys stepping up for this Atlanta Braves team. Freddie Freeman has walked 4 times into the series. So Milwaukee's kind of not letting him be the guy to beat him.
On the ground, a 2-hopper down to first, and Escobar will take it to the bag for out number 3. We've played 7 in Atlanta. The Braves in game 3 have a 3-0 lead. The 2021 National League Division Series on TBS is presented by Good Sam. It's 3-0 Atlanta on top of Milwaukee as we move to the 8th. It's getting late, and here's Luke Jackson.
Yeah, his 3rd appearance in this series. Like Tyler Matzik pitched in every game so far. Had 2 strikeouts in game 2 and then gave up a single and a walk before getting pulled.
Takes over for Tyler Matzik, who pitched the 7th, gave up a hit, and deals with Jace Peterson, who is pinch hitting here for Milwaukee and taking a ball to make it 2-0. 247, 6 homers, 31 runs batted in during the regular season. The 714 OPS for Peterson.
He sees a lot of pitches. Got a pinch hit in game 2 and walked off Matzik. Got a walk-off Matzik to lead the 8th. And here he is now, 3-0. Sure, an automatic take.
Told you his nickname is On Base Jace. And trying to get on base here. And will. A leadoff walk to begin things in the 8th inning for the Brewers. And again, that is just the first walk handed out by Braves pitching today. Flips the order over, and Colton Wong is coming up now for Milwaukee.
Well, if you're the Brewers, this is the part of the lineup you want. This is your chance. You got a runner at first, top of the order. It's like Matt's like a guy that's going on 3 out of 4 days now, and Luke Jackson.
Wong 0 for 3 in this game. Strike one. Into the fastball to get it at 96. He's grounded out twice and lined out. As Jackson becomes the 4th arm used by Atlanta. And a close pitch. It could have been called a strike. Was called a ball to even the count at 1-1.
Bottom of the zone on K zone.
In the air to left field, sending Rosario back a step or 2 and over for out number 1. Wong flies out, 1 down in the 8th for Milwaukee.
Now this is the man up for Milwaukee at the right time, Willie Adames. Talked in game 2, one of the best late situational hitters in baseball. Need him to come up with a big hit.
Adames with a single in the 1st inning, struck out in the 4th, flied out to left in the 6th. 1 for 3 day for Milwaukee shortstop. By all accounts, turned around the Brewers season on May 21st when they acquired him from the Tampa Bay Rays. Trying to turn around this game and series at the moment. Well, the Braves pen been really good. 7 1/3, 6 hits, no runs, 8 Ks, and 5 walks collectively.
Now, since the deadline for the Braves, their bullpen's been the 3rd best in the NL with a 3.23.
Well, they get the lead late in the game, and they just bring in these pitchers. Will Smith at the end.
Yeah, and Adames is mad right there. He doesn't think Luke Jackson stopped.
Not sure he did.
Yeah, I agree.
Jackson wanted it, didn't get it, and it's 1-2.
Good call. That ball's in.
Peterson at first, held on by Freeman, and a 1-2 to Adames. 2-2.
Now Jackson's looking in, wants that one. It's the same location. It's a good pitch. He just didn't chase. Definitely in off the plate. Good job by Alfonso Marquez.
Ball 3. Elevated with that fastball at 95, but not chasing was Adames. 1 out, 1 on, and the Brewers' 8th inning starting to get late in Atlanta.
They got a huge shift on. If you're Adames right here, look to hit that ball to right field. Ozzie Albies is 15 feet left to second.
To center, and a base hit over the head of Albies, and heading first to third is Peterson. Throw will go to second, and the Brewers have runners at first and third with 1 out here in the 8th inning. Good at bat right there for Adames.
Took a couple close pitches and then got the slider, and you can see jammed himself a little bit, which shows hey Don, he's trying to wait back, not get out in front of it, realizing I got all that area and just dumped one into center field. Well, late in the game, he's hitting .410. Clutch for them.
First and third with one out. And this is back up the middle. Swanson, the shortstop, touches second, fires to first. It's a double play. Dansby Swanson with a dazzling play up the middle. Initiates the DP that ends the inning. And the threat goes by the boards for the Brewers because of Dansby Swanson. 3-0 Atlanta.
The MLB postseason on TBS is brought to you by Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Pretty special double play and some more runs really saved by Dansby Swanson, who earlier had saved a run. Now he does this.
Well, that's the thing. Jock Peterson with the big three-run homer. But the play on came in the top of the fifth inning, and now this double play saved 2 runs.
Today's base camp is presented by T-Mobile, the leader in 5G coverage.
Dansby 3 errors in the last 100 games for the Atlanta Braves. Made a couple huge plays today.
There's Jake Cousins taking over for the Brewers as we move to the bottom of the 8th inning.
And Jake Cousins, sinker slider type guy. 60% of the time slider, and 40% of the time you're getting that fastball sinker.
Strike one to Ozzie Albies, who leads it off here in the bottom of the 8th. 0 for 3 games so far for the Braves. Second baseman. Fly to right, fly to left on 2 occasions. Cousins becomes pitcher number 5, used by Craig Counsell. And again, his starter, Freddie Peralta, just 4 innings, giving up no runs before they made the move to go to offense, and a pinch hitter and Daniel Vogel back, who pinch hit back in the 5th inning, and that spelled the end for Freddie Peralta. And then into the pen they went. Adrian Hauser came in, and he would allow that 3-run pinch hit home run by Jock Peterson.
Well, yeah, I mean, at the time, look, Vogelback gets a hit, looked like a genius. You can go to that pen, you can really do it. But they came away with no runs and then took their starting pitcher out, who had been dazzling.
2-2.
And I know we keep talking about it each inning, especially late in the game when the Brewers give themselves chances, but 0 for 7 today, 0 for 15 in the series, and that's what your Craig Counsell, you're getting some opportunities. You just can't get the big hit right now.
Shifting on the right side, Urias, the third baseman, joins Wong and Escobar. Only Adames on the left side. Line to right. Garcia's on the move. Not going to get this. It's by him, and one hops the wall. Albies headed for second base. He'll get there standing with a leadoff double in the bottom of the 8th inning for Atlanta.
Ozzie hit a double up in Milwaukee in game 2 off the top of the wall. That's his sweet spot. Albies wants that ball down.
So a double for Albies opens up the bottom of the 8th inning. Austin Riley. In Braves country, they feel that the second half Riley put in is MVP worthy. Single in the second in this game. 3 struck out in the 4th, flied out to left in the 5th. And trying to obtain some insurance here in the bottom of the 8th. Oh, 0-2.
Well, in Atlanta, the fans here, I'm sure, like anything, appreciate when cleanup hitters go down in the first half, and all of a sudden he's come on. You said that second half, 94 hits, first in the National League. Hit .333 in the second half, and more than anything gave Freddie Freeman protection.
A mammoth home run. The second game of this NLDS in Milwaukee. Spiraling off the backside is Cousins. No throw. .333 in the second half with 19 home runs and a total of 94 hits, which you said, and that 94 hits total was first in the National League. That one's by him, and he strikes out. Fastball at 95 gets the job done for Jake Cousins. First out of the 8th inning.
Oh, there's that big two-seamer of his. Look at the sink on this pitch, starting about a little bit below the belt. As a hitter, you have no chance to even foul that pitch off.
One out. Albies at second base, and Adam Duvall. It's been a two-hit game for the Braves center fielder. Single to left in the second. Tripled to right center field in the fourth. That was a ball that Kane had in his glove till he met with the wall in right center field. And it jarred loose.
And Duvall with the base running mistake in the second. Brian Snicker talked about two guys today that he had a good feeling about. One was Duvall. Offensively, he's held up that bargain. The other one was Jock Peterson, which you talked about, Don, with the big two-run homer or three-run homer.
Ball and a strike to the slider that time. He's led off the inning with a double to right field. Riley strikes out. One out. Runner at second. Braves already on top. 3-0. Duvall lines one foul just out of the reach of Urias at third base, and the thing just hooked foul.
Seen a lot of action right down that third baseline today.
A lot of activity. Fair amount of foul ground down there too. Pretty consistent till you get down to where the box seats jet out.
Urias had him shaded so far over, he actually almost caught that ball. A line drive in foul territory.
Ball and 2 strikes with 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Duvall fouls it at the dish, and we'll do it again. 1-2. Primarily played in left field with the Braves. They moved to center. Ended up there 157 innings during the regular season after the addition of Jorge Soler to the team. So they're playing right field. And in center for the series. This will get away, and Albies will take third base. Gets in standing. The ricochet came back pretty quickly to Pena, but didn't have a play, and Albies goes in standing at third. Wild pitch charged to Cousins.
Just pulled, and I don't know if Manny thought. This looked like he thought he was going to be able to scoop it a little bit easier, and it really kind of darted on him.
So now with the runner at third, infield in all the way around. And it's second. Wong's not at the lip of the grass. He's on the grass. Tap foul. Do it again. 2-2. Jake Cousins took over here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Surrenders the leadoff double by Albies. Strikes out Riley. A wild pitch gets Albies 90 feet away. Adam Duvall battling away. Breaks his bat, grounds one to short. Adames looks the runner back at third, throws out Duvall. 2 down.
Well, you bring that infield in, and that's where Cousins is so valuable, Don, is that sinker. With 2 strikes, you got to guard against the plate and just blows them up.
Things in half.
Yeah.
Two down, and they're going to intentionally walk here Eddie Rosario to go after Travis d'Arnaud. So the intentional walk, the no throw count.
Well, I think Craig Counsell knows how important that run is on third. Keep this thing at 3-0. Back to game 2. Kind of the same deal, and they had first and second off Will Smith before they flew out and grounded into a double play to end the game.
First and third, 2 down. Travis d'Arnaud. There he is. Speaking of the devil, Will Smith in the pen getting ready. And right now is a save situation. Braves on top 3-0, but trying to obtain some insurance here in the bottom of the 8th. First and third. And it's strike one to d'Arnaud. Singled in the 5th, a 1-for-3 day for the Braves catcher. Came around to score the first run.
Again, appreciate Brian Snicker sharing with us after that close in game 2. Will Smith popping his head in the office and telling him, you can breathe now.
That's some traffic. It was a little bit of traffic. Ball 2, 2-1. Ozzie Albies at third base. Eddie Rosario at first with 2 down in the 8th inning. Dansby Swanson made the very nice double play last inning. They have a chance to hit here as he waits on deck. There are 2 outs. Late swing and a foul over by the Braves dugout.
Remember last time up, Travis d'Arnaud shot one to right field for the hit. Get the feeling with that swing right there, he was trying to shoot that hole again.
The catcher reeling off some signs in front of the plate as to where he will throw or if he'll throw at all in a double steal scenario. Fouled off, kind of jammed him by the thumbs, and it's fouled off to the right.
As a hitter, you're trying to protect that pitch. You saw what he did to Adam Duvall for the second out.
Albies at third. Rosario across the diamond at first. With 2 outs in the Braves 8th inning. Fly ball right field, and Avisail Garcia makes the catch that ends the inning and sends us to the 9th inning. The closer, Will Smith, to be coming in for the Braves, who are on top 3-0. Changes for the Braves as we move to the 9th inning with Atlanta on top 3-0. Guillermo Heredia is in center. Adam Duvall moves from center to right. And the new pitcher, the closer, Will Smith.
Yeah, Will Smith with his first postseason save in game 2. And a little scared. Got runners on first and second. But then got Kane to fly out in a double play ball to end it.
But all baseball in games finished this season with 60 of them. Total of 37 saves, third most in the National League. Garcia to lead it off for the Milwaukee Brewers, who trail by 3 runs as they come to bat in the 9th. Grounder foul for strike 1.
Smith, not your typical closer. In the fact, you see a lot of guys like where Josh Hader's coming in 96, 97, and then going to that pitch. His main pitch is that slider curveball combo.
Ball and a strike now to Garcia, who is 0 for 3 in this game. Struck out swinging in the first, struck out swinging in the 4th, before he grounded back to the mound in the 6th inning. Did he go? No, he did not, says Tony Randazzo. That's close.
Yeah.
2 balls and a strike to Garcia. Three and 1. Shifting on the left side are the Braves. Ozzie Albies, the second baseman, has moved to the left side to join Swanson and Riley. Only Freeman on the right side. Liner caught at third by Riley. Goes up into the air to make the grab at third for out number 1 in the 9th inning. Timed the leap perfectly.
Left field, infield defense today. Dansby, Swanson, 2 great plays. And now Austin Riley.
104 miles per hour, and Riley says no.
Saving a leadoff double.
He was out almost before he was out of the box.
Yeah, he's hit so hard.
Eduardo Escobar. Pinch hit the 7th. He doubled. Strike 1.
They pinch hit against Matzik in the 7th. This is where he comes up again from the side you want him on if you're the Brewers. Another thing to kind of keep an eye on, the shadows now coming into home plate.
Home plate is covered down that first base line. Pitcher very much in the sunshine, so is the backdrop. Out there in the woods in center field. 0-2. Interesting that he has gone to a couple of sliders to here first. I would imagine rotation tough to see here when you're standing in the dark.
Yeah, when you got shadows like that, a lot of times those hitters will tell you kind of if they're seen or not, and it looks difficult right now.
On the ground, a foul ball outside of third. Ball 1.
3 sliders in a row, so Smith changed it up. Went fastball up, tried to take him off his eye level.
Escobar went around and strikes out, 2 down in the 9th inning.
right back to that pitch. You can see sunlight to shadow. And he definitely goes.
Oh for 16 with runners in scoring position, a 178 average, and just the 2 runs in the NLDS. That's what you need to know about the Brewers offensively.
Yep.
Luis Urias with 2 outs and the bases empty here in the 9th. Strike 1. Urias spins out of the box. He disagrees.
And as you said, that's been the story. 0 for 16 runners in scoring position. The Brewers pitching's done a good job themselves. But you got to score.
Fly ball, shallow right. Duvall's coming in. Look out. And Duvall makes the catch right in front of Heredia. And this one's over. The Braves are able to shut out the Milwaukee Brewers 3-0. They take the series lead 2-1. Brewers get game 1. Braves come back to get game 2, and the first game at their venue they secure by winning 3-0. And again, the Brewers, we were just talking about, not able to do anything offensively.
Top of the 5th, the whole game changed. 2, 2nd and 3rd, no outs. You had Ian Anderson reeling. Swanson makes a great play on Kane. Craig Counsell pulls Freddie Peralta, goes to Vogelback. He gets the 2 big outs, and then they had to go to that pen. Brewers pen did a good job. Just Hauser gave up 1 mistake. Like Rowdy Tellez did in game 1, Jock Peterson got that big hit in game 3.
Smith picks up the save. There was no traffic in this outing. As it turned out, he was 1-2-3 in the 9th inning this time.
Yeah, well, like you said, the shadows, give credit. He pounded the strike zone. It's tough to see. And gets a clean save.
Ian Anderson started the game. Went 5 innings. He'll get the win. Let's check in with the hero and Matt Weiner. Matt.
All right, Don, you know, not everybody can pull off pearls the way Jock Peterson does. Then again, not everybody has hit 2 pinch hit home runs in the same series and is now 3 for 3. You're up there against Adrian Hauser, a sinker baller. How in the world are you able to turn on that ball up at your eyes?
That's a good question. I don't know. I was just looking for a pitch up, got it up in the zone, and was able to put the barrel on it. So things turned out well.
How long have you had Anthony Rizzo's bat, and does he know it?
He just texted me, but yeah, we'll see. I stole it from when we were in Chicago, so he's got a lot of hits in it. So thanks, Big Horn.
You may owe him something for that. How about your defense on the left side to shut down a couple of potential rallies for the Brewers here today?
Huge. Dansby and Riley have been doing it all year, so it's no surprise. Ian got out of that jam with a diving play from Dansby. The last inning, Riley made a big play. They double play up the middle too. They just been doing it all year, so it's fun to watch.
You guys have lived by the home run, well, the Braves all season, and as long as you've been here as well. What does that feel like to know that at any moment it could happen for you?
Yeah, that's what it's like to have a lineup where anyone can clip you. So, you know, I think it puts a little bit more pressure on the pitchers that they make one mistake, 1 through 9 can leave the yard at any time. So it's fun to be a part of.
You're pulling off the pearls. You've been a gem for the Braves. Congrats.
Right on, right on.
Don.
All right, Matt, thanks very much. It is a shutout for the Atlanta Braves. They take a 2-1 lead in this NLDS. And we send it to Ernie Johnson in Atlanta.